Greetings. So welcome to your safe zone, right? You can call me Jada, or you can call me Coach Jada, whichever one you prefer. I'm here to help guide you through being more aware of how to live every day with purpose as you balance your life and you balance school, okay? Because listen, I overstand, when I say overstand, that the under pressures that you to succeed and wanting to actually, win, right? And not failing and not looking bad in front of people. Matter of fact, the self-talk that you provide yourself. So that alone, sitting there and letting people down that you truly love, right? But guess what though? Everyone fails. Everyone in life fails, and it's part of it. So the question is, what do you do when you fail, right? What do you do when you fail? And I want to sit there, I want to engage while we sit there and we talk in the chat as well. What do you do when you fail, right? And that's the part where it comes in, because when I say I overstand, I had failed opportunities to play college ball. I missed out on scholarships. I used to skip school, right? I used to skip school. My mom didn't even know I was skipping school. Why? Because she was occupied with work and she had her other extracurricular activities that, I was taking advantage of because I was just being a teen and going through what I wanted to focus on. So I figured I was being smart, right? Not, right? So my GPS had dropped down to the lowest ever, right? I say caring teachers and coaches, they used to reach out to me like, Jada, what's going on? What's happening? I made the decision, to just hang out with the wrong people that just wasn't there for me in my life. They was happy where they was at, but I knew I had more potential, and they knew I had more potential, but they was dragging me through. But it wasn't their decision, right? It was my decision. So my mom has always instilled in me a growth mindset. Now that I have, connected the dots into particular things, like, oh, this is what it's been all my years of life, and a resilient heart. And when I sit there and talk about resilient heart, man, that's the heart that always progress forward, regardless of your environment, regardless of the people, regardless of what this world throws at you. I always tell people, you know what? My heart beats different. My heart beats different. Everyone used to start pouring into, and I used to listen, but I used to want to be stubborn and sit there and want to do my own thing, because that's the part of growing, right? So everyone started pouring into me, and just as we're doing today, right? Inside this conference. So I'm telling you, that next semester in high school, I was in high honor roll. I was like in the highest, like all A's. I was getting awards from the teachers and staff due to my progress. And check this out, my 12th grade year, I only had 2 classes, and I was done with school before lunch period. And guess what I did after that? I didn't go to school. I didn't go home and get on the couch and go to sleep. I didn't go play the game. What I did, I went to work. I understood what building work ethic and discipline would be in my future as I sit there and continue to grow as a thriving adult. So here I am, right? 3 degrees in. I have multiple certifications, multiple certificates. I traveled the world, right? I served our country, as well as serving you. So what I do, I love, right? I love because I was there before. I was in y'all's shoes before. And if I can help and spark your mind to enhance your world, I'm all in, right? Are you all in? Are you all in? Tell me in the chat, tell me if you all in. If you all in. Yes. All right, I got you. So listen, so during this session, right, we're going to address the thing that messes us all up. Right? We sit there and we think about, man, what messes it up? What messes it up? So see, a lot of people know what to do, but they don't know what they know, right? So a lot of times we sit there and we thinking like, okay, we know this, but we don't know what we don't know. And we don't know what we know. So why is that? We say it's fear, right? We know that, but what is fear? Can somebody in the chat tell me, what is fear? What is fear to you? And I sit there and I elaborate more. Fear is really just the emotion, right? But that emotion comes from a thought, and that thought could be repeated again and again and again. And guess what? What you have here is you talk yourself into a belief. And when you talk yourself into a belief or a thought over and over again, guess what happens? It becomes that belief. And when that belief starts to sit there and be ingrained into your life, it's really, sometimes it's hard to sit there and change. And sometimes it becomes a limiting belief that you can't feel, that you can't go any further than where it's at right there. So who wants to win? Who wants to win? Can y'all put in the chat, who wants to win? Say, I want to win. Say, I want to win. All right, Devin, I see you. Say, Who else? Who want to win? Say, I want to win. Yes, I want to win. So of course, everyone wants to win, right? We are born to win. Nobody's thinking, hey, you know what? I hope I flunk my test today, right? Or I want to lose this game, or I just want to sit there and just come in last, unless you just ain't feeling it today. But guess what? That's going to eat you up inside sooner or later. So if you couldn't win or come in first every day, what would that make you feel like, right? You know, you put it in the chat, like, why do you think we want to win? As human beings and teens and college students, why do you think we want to win? Why do you think we want to win? First off, let me tell y'all, winning feels good. Winning feels good. You are naturally competitive. We are naturally competitive, and guess what? It starts at an early age. That age starts probably most in toddler age, that you are very competitive. You know, when we start tugging and that stuff, right? We want to be successful, of course, and whatever success looks like to you, right? So when we start thinking about it, you know, we think about all the wins, but we try to go away from what them losses look like, right? So what does it feel like to be great, right? But then you had to sit there and lose that everything you had to do to sit there and become great. So life doesn't feel as great, right? It doesn't feel great. Losses can make us emotionally stuck depending on that event. So do you know, we as human beings, we remember a lot more losses than wins? Why is that? Let me tell y'all why, right? Everybody and every day that we intentionally grow and develop, we are measuring ourselves up to an image for everyone else. That comparison illusion, yeah. We take ourselves through it all. And that's what sit there and makes us feel like sometimes we lose because we are comparing ourselves to somebody else, and that's not what we need, right? So as we, dialogue in the chat, I know time is in the essence right now, right? But have you ever lost at something that you wanted to win, right? And how did that make you feel? Think about it. You can put it in the chat, or you can even write it down in your notes. Like, how did that make you feel in those particular moments, right? Have you ever sit there and wish for a do-over? Man, I wish I did that junk over back then, right? But right now, how can you do that over? What about feeling like you weren't even allowed to fail? There are some families that would say, you know what, Naya, you're not able to fail. You know what, Devin, you're not able to fail because of this. And that's so much pressure, right? Understanding that, hey, applied pressure, sometimes you gotta go in between to sit there and see who you are and how you can sit there and apply that to your life, right? Now, if you answered yes to any of those mentally or in chat, then this message is for you, right? So what I want to do, I want to unlock a profound gift that comes from every mistake, failure, a loss, in order for you to actually consciously walk every day with your purpose, right? So I want y'all to finish this phrase, and I just want y'all to put this one word in there, okay? Sometimes you win, sometimes you what? Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. All right, you got the speed. Okay. What else? Who else? Is it just learn? All right. So sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, and that is the take for it, right? Most times it was ingrained in the head. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, right? So in order to truly live up to your potential, you have to be open to learning something new every day on purpose. Now, I hope you're taking notes, right? And I hope you've been taking notes throughout this whole conference, because purposeful practicing to living every day on purpose is a major shift in how you show up every day. It's a major shift every day. And you ready? Are y'all ready to sit there? Let me show y'all. First thing first, right? I'm going to share my screen. I want to share two areas that you need to first employ in your thoughts and make it a habit. Because once you sit there and you make this a habit, you understand where you stand at every day as you get up and your feet touch this ground. However you sit there and you start your mornings, right? It matters. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share with you. Let's get it there. Let me know if y'all can see it. If y'all can see it. All right. So every day on purpose, live every day with purpose. Understand sometimes you win and most times you learn, right? And I say most times for a reason. So the two areas that I wanted to sit there and discuss is, number one, two areas to win as you grow is your responsibility, right? Think about responsibility. That's the first step of learning. First step of learning. take responsibility of who you are, where you are, and can y'all see it? Sorry. All right, the first step of learning, right? And number 2 is teachability. That's the pathway to learning. Now, if you're not teachable and you're not willing to sit there and learn, it's going to be kind of hard for you to sit there and come into play on those particular things, okay? So when you sit there and you start thinking, okay, well, you know, I may be teachable, I may not be teachable. Look at yourself, think about, okay, I may be not, or maybe I am, right? So when we start going into it, I want y'all to look in failing forward to success, right? Every loss provides a different perspective, right? You think about perspective, you think about how when you did win, how that felt, and when you did lose, how did that feel, and it's changed your perspectives, right? So, and then it provides a lesson. So we learn only when we are ready to learn. If we're not open to learning, we're not going to learn what we just did, the lesson that was in between that loss that we sit there and we just went through. So you have to be open to learn and feedback from that. And the biggest loss comes from not learning the lesson. Can y'all be with me on that one? The biggest loss is from not learning the lesson. Okay. So what I want you to sit there and do, right? I am going to, okay, so the screen will end up stopping soon. So I'm gonna hurry up with this one. So purposeful living, practice every day, right? So preparation, that's your mindset, your attitude, your timing, and your goal setting. All right. When you start thinking about your mindset, your attitude, and your time, your goal setting, that's the preparation prior to you even starting your day. Then you practice. That's your focus. What you focus on expands, staying in your strength zone. So as you practice, that's you practicing living every day in those zones. Because as you sit and continue progressing in those areas, that's where it starts to come in and say, okay, well, you know what? When that opportunity comes, I've been practicing all my life. I'm ready for it. And then how do you spend your time practicing is more important than how much time you spend practicing. Now I want you to take key note of that. So when you start thinking about PPR, you think preparation, what falls into preparation, what falls into practicing, and then you do reflection. That's the after practice, right? That's constructive feedback. This identifies your blind spots and awareness. Now you know yourself so you can grow yourself, right? So you talk to people that you truly trust that will give you constructive feedback where you can sit there and you can grow. And then you go into note taking. Your brain will forget, your pen and paper won't. So always revisit your notepad when times come, and you will start seeing that growth pattern that you have already encountered in life already, that once you sit and you go back to it, okay? So one thing, who wants to be a millionaire? This came from a very quote that I love, right? Who wants to be a millionaire? And it's all about becoming a millionaire, right? Become a millionaire is not for the $1 million, because people always think monetary, but for what it will make of you to achieve it. Do y'all understand that? So the person you are becoming to sit there and be that millionaire, that generational wealth, whatever falls into your generational wealth container, that's what sit there and that's you being a millionaire. And that's by John Rohn. And John Rohn that's my guy. So key points, right? So the pathway to success is about understanding that everyone messes up, right? Believe in yourself no matter what the circumstances is. Always know that you will succeed if you effectively try. You have to effectively try. And when you fail, learn from your failure and not try to repeat those same mistakes. Because when you sit there and you repeat those same mistakes, now that's going to start being a habit. And that's going to be something that you know you're going to end up doing a lot of your time if you don't sit there and recognize and be aware of certain emotions, certain thoughts that's taking you to those particular areas. So I want to sit there and stop screen. Now, hopefully y'all got those PPRs. When y'all got those PPRs, to sit there and actually employ those into your life. So when you start employing those into your life, those comes into major, they are major effective, okay? So any questions right now that I know we started late, technical issues, but any questions that y'all may have right now that I can sit there, I can answer for you. If not, definitely remember those PPRs. Remember that hey, sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. Is you have to make sure that it's a learning process that you sit and you go through as you sit there and become in this journey of life, and growth mindset and having a resilient heart is all that it takes for you to sit there and continue to be the person that you are, right? You were born to do something meaningful. You understand that you are somebody, and everyone else that's around you, you can be that catalyst for them as well. So blessings to y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of the conference. And this is my time, and I'll speak to y'all later.